Hey, I hope all is well with you. If you want to be a part of this, we are going to be putting this Zepresso ZP6 supposedly Clarity King up against light roast. I don't know if you guys know or realize that I don't like everything about coffee. And one of the things I don't like about coffee, which a lot of people like about coffee, is light roast. So I'm not that big of a fan. Talked about it many times, made a series and all that good stuff about it. But now we are going to be brewing a couple of cups of light roast. Okay. Should measure this out, but I'm not. We're going to do 4.5. We're going to be using the April filters on the Origami Dripper, 202 degrees. 2 to 3 pulses, something like that. I may get a TDS, try 1 to 15 first, and then we're gonna go from there. And I'm on 4.5 or 45 on the CP6. I've been having a really good time with this grinder. This grinder has a profile. It's subtle, it's there, but it has a particular profile. It has clarity, but what I've noticed is that a lot of the coffees, after a while, tend to start tasting the same, if that makes any sense. All grinders have a sweet spot. All grinders have a way of expressing themselves, so to speak. This is no exception. So why or how do I know this is a light roast? Because I like roasted light. It's really that simple. But for you, we're going to do a outer bean assessment, and then we're going to do an inner bean assessment, and we're going to drink this coffee. This is a Kenyan. To me, it's a lightly roasted coffee. To you, it may be something totally different. We're going to see right now. 82. So it says it's an 82 outside, which is pretty damn light. It looks even lighter. It really does. A lot of chaff on this Kenyan coffee. Just perfectly fine. All coffees are created differently. 94. Wow. 94. That is light. 94. I may just get a TDS just to see how well this grinder extracts. About 11. And take this to 50, okay? 48. So to me, with this particular brewer, the style and everything, it kind of mellows out the coffee to make it a little bit more balanced. I've noticed that with cone-shaped filters, it tends to bring the acidity up even more so. And I realized that I don't really care for that, but it's all good. This Kenyan has a very slow drawdown. We're just gonna do 2 pulses, 165, and we're good to go. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Still dripping a little bit, but you get the point. Almost a minute bloom. Wow, this is light as hell. So yeah, I don't care for light roast, right? It's very acidic. There's no sweetness. That's really kind of like where I'm at with it. I'm very happy that I've come to this conclusion. You've probably come to this conclusion too. But one thing that I've realized with this particular grinder, or grinders in general, is that we may not like it because of the grinder that we're using. And that may be the case. The King grinder is really good, but I didn't really care for it in the light roast. The fellow O2, I don't think it really works really well with a lighter roast. It just still makes it more so acidic. But people always say that this is where the ZP6 shines. So let's see what we taste, and we're gonna go from there. Cheers. Okay. Still very acidic, but it's mellowed out. I don't know if it's the filter, the shape of the cone, the way I was pouring. I don't know. And then it dies. Nice, really soft acidity. And that's one thing I have noticed about the profile of the ZP6 is that it doesn't allow coffees to like linger as long as compared to other particular grinders. It's kind of like you have to pay attention with it in the very beginning. And if you don't, you're going to lose it. Then you're going to be wondering, what the hell is this grinder doing to my coffee? Am I really tasting the significance of the difference of the coffees compared to another grinder? What I've noticed that when you have grinders that have more fines in them, they tend to linger and stay. And sometimes it works for different coffees. Sometimes it doesn't. That's one thing that I have realized about this particular grinder. So you have to really pay attention to it in the very beginning as you drink your coffee. It's not sweet, a hint of sweetness, not bitter whatsoever. Easy brew, easy drinker. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Is it, so to speak, my cup of tea? No, but I do see how this grinder brings out more so the essence of that acidity. A little separation. This coffee is extremely juicy. Extremely juicy. It's not bad. Am I getting that separation as I get from time to time with this grinder? Not necessarily, but one thing I've noticed with this particular grinder, the ZP6 Zepresso, is that you can keep pushing it. I pushed it all the way from setting 2, which is almost at 0, 2, 1, 0, of course, right? On a darker roast. And as I kept pushing, I'm sure the extraction was off the roof. But that bitterness was tamed. It lingered a little bit longer, but it didn't feel too overpowering. And in this case, the way it is, I still feel the coatness in my mouth right now as I'm drinking this lightly roasted Kenyan coffee. But it's very pleasant. It's not offensive. The acidity is welcoming, if that makes any sense. It is like a lemon punch bowl, but that's perfectly fine. I'm fine with that, especially with this, because the acidity is trying to go somewhere. I'm not trying to bullshit you, really not, but that's more so what I'm tasting in this particular lightly roasted coffee. Yeah, and it seems like it gets deeper a little bit. The acidity gets deeper and crunchier and like more like excited, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I try to describe things the way that I'm actually tasting it right now. I'm not a Q grader. I'm not a master taster or anything like that. But I like coffee and I know what I like, and I'm getting better about explaining things, but this is just more so my assessment as we do this. I think this coffee is brewed perfectly fine, probably on the edge of a little bit over extracted, but it's tasty, and that's the saving grace of lightly roasted coffee. It does have that acidity there. It is punchy, but it's not offensive, which is weird coming from me because, as you keep drinking it back and back, you start to understand the coffee even more. Wow. Okay. Again, I'm not getting that sweetness. I am getting that acidity, but it's pleasant, it's bold, it's right there. That's pretty cool. So let's see what the extractant we're actually working with. Yeah, 1.67. Makes sense. So that's telling me at 1.5 or 15:1, we're about 23% extraction. What should we do now? I think we're done. I think we did it what we needed to. I understand this coffee a little bit more. It is what it is. Let's just bump it up though. Yeah, let's bump it up. We're not going to change anything. Keep the same grind size. Add a little bit more coffee. We're going to do it like at 210 degrees. And we're going to see what this coffee is telling us. And then we're going to let's do 1:17 ratio. Take this one up to 120, about a 40-second bloom. Let it draw down, very slow draw down. And then we're gonna finish it off at 175. So yeah, this one right here is a little bit closer to 17.5 to 1 ratio. 205, 206 if you care about that. I really don't care. Here we go. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Yeah, about the same. Very punchy still. It's a little bit more mellowed out actually, but it's extremely chuggable. Very juicy. This is a 1:17 ratio, so I should be able to taste it a little bit more, but the strength level of it is a little more watery, if that makes any sense. It's just as strong as the 1:15 ratio, if that makes any sense. Yeah. The way I would describe this particular coffee is very lemony. I wouldn't say Meyer lemon because Meyer lemon tends to have a little bit more type of sweetness or a softer acidity. I guess that's what this really is. It's a softer lemony type of taste. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's sweet, but it has a different variation of the actual type of acidity on this particular coffee. You get that first initial hit of acidity, and then it mellows out in a nice calming way. Again, it could be the characteristics of the grinder. It could be, but I do like it a lot in this particular case. I do like it for light roast, medium roast. I'm still trying to grasp the understanding of it. And again, I think more so than anything, the ZP6 or any grinder in particular has a sweet spot and has a way of talking to you in a particular taste profile. And that's more so what I'm getting. You have to pay attention, especially in the beginning of the sip, the dance, because if you don't, then you're going to lose it totally. It keeps you more present, which is great. There's just some of my assessments that I've been using for the past month and a half with this grinder. I've been really liking how different it is. I've been liking throwing against the King grinder, the Fellow O2, and all that stuff, and seeing how they different. In lightly roasted coffees, it works really well. And as you saw, I was at 4.5, and this coffee is highly lightly roasted by myself. And it does have character. It does have legs. No real sweetness, but that's perfectly fine. I wonder how it will taste. Probably do it another time. How this coffee will taste on a cone-shaped filter. I wonder if that acidity will come out even more with this particular grind. Lived another day to find out that later. Kept you long enough if you made it this far. This is Oki at Everyday Beans. Let me know what you think. Do you get that type of sensation or realization with a ZP6 King grinder? Do you like it? You don't like it? What applications do you use it for? Do you use it for everything? Do you just have this one grinder? Let me know about it. Talk to you later. Bye.